What do you say, mighty people? Here we are, man, back at Little Creek Bee Ranch, northeast Oklahoma. Getting ready to do a little bit of work. Some of the same stuff over again, but lessons. Date and time, October 2nd, 2025, 11:50 a.m. Kind of warm, like 82, I don't know, 80. Supposed to get high 80s today. We're dry. We're dry. So, what are we going to do? If you watched last time, we pulled pollen, but we call it a bad pollen harvest because our timelines have been so busted that we weren't able to get out here timely, and the beetles took over, and the waxworms took over. It's not what you want to have happen, but we cleaned it up the best we could. And what we will do, we put it in baggies and put it in the freezer. We won't sell it to the public, but we will use it in candy blocks to make up protein candy blocks. Okay, so this is kind of the same thing again. These are nothing but repetition, but you get to watch and listen, so you haven't missed anything from the last video. And some people, does this guy ever look at bees? Does he ever harvest any honey? Yes and yes. Just different. Mainly, our timelines are consumed with caring for elderly family members, which is understandable. Right now, I'm cleaning the solar vent panels. I always talk about these. People say, "What are those?" Be cool ventilators, and they work nicely. This comes as a unit. I just paint it. It has a thermocouple switch that's a snap switch that's preset. I'm going to say 75. I think that's the correct temperature. And a case fan in here, and it draws up a mild flow of air through the screen bottom board. And that does a lot for us. It sucks out lots of moisture, reduces the varroa mite problems. It lets some of the more mature girls get out to the field rather than stay home and fan. Yields more honey. Lots of positives. You can learn more about these at becoolventilators.com. I don't get paid for promoting them. I just like what they do. I have 5 of them on right now. I could really stand for putting out 3 more. We have 21. We don't always use them. Again, it's a time management issue. But I'll sling you some lessons. Clean the solar panel and the fan just picks right up. Does nice. So you're a beekeeper. Well, you want to be a beekeeper. Let's take the camera over here. I'm going to keep it in the shade. Camera's going to stay in the shade because it gets an overheat warning and just shuts right off. Yeah, I don't want that. That you can. One over there. Yeah, just you can kind of watch me do my deal. No problem. You'll always hear me say, if you're new to beekeeping, you're not really ready or officially. Oh my! I have a big old giant den in the trees here. What the heck? Skunk den or armadillo den? Oh, great, wonderful. You're not officially seasoned until you reach after your 5-year mark. What? Yeah, I don't like hearing that. And that's not That's not because I just say so. That's the bees say so. You gotta gain some experience, and those experiences take seasons, and one season upon another season. By the time you finished your 5th season, if you've been diligent, like seriously working at it. Okay, welcome to beekeeping. That's kind of how that goes. Sorry. Beekeeping is worth doing. I always find that people coming into beekeeping kind of have an Alice in Wonderland look. This is not as it seems. Yeah, you could say that over and over. This is not as it seems. Again, it depends upon your thinking and who's teaching you. We have a great coaching program called the Personal Advisor Program. There's a lot there. I mean, you can go study it on the website, littlecreekbeeranch.com, and you can look at the Personal Advisor Program. Yes, I teach people out of state. And then here come the naysayers. Well, you can't teach anybody in Indiana. You're in Oklahoma. I say, whatever. My gosh. Last time I checked, bees didn't know what a state line was or a county border. Okay, we're out of there. Let's come back here and harvest some pollen. Bees operate. Oh, that wasn't very good. Sorry. Bees operate by principles. See? You'll hear me talk a lot about bee principles. Bee principles. Oh, let's see if I can. How am I going to do this? I want you to see, you know. Do it this way. There's one. You can't see way over there. Bee principles. So we wrote an ebook, one of 8, titled Bee Principles. It's $40, way worth the read. If you don't focus on learning bee principles, you're going to struggle. Okay, what is that? Bee principle. Okay, here's one for you. Bees prefer nectar over sugar water. Bee principle. You're not going to change that. That's how they work. They'll take sugar water, but they'll do it at their own speed, at their own time. Okay. Pull out the tray. Meow. Yeah. Hold the tool in one hand. Brush away the roaches. Okay. See that? And I smell pungent. So that's goldenrod. See if you can get a pretty look. Nice and clean, man. I don't see any wiggle worms in there. We don't want that. Good look. Nice and clean, yeah. And let's see how we. Yeah. We'll tip it over in the tub. Okay. Always like to scrape the bottom side of propolis. No propolis sticking makes it hard to get out. About every 3 days, you want to come harvest, something like that. Ooh, I've resharpened my hive tools too. Ooh, they are razor sharp, man. Yeah. Bee principles. Ooh, look. Shiny edge. Ooh, sharp. Ooh, like I could shave with that, man. Bee principles. Yeah, what you Another P principle. Hold on. Queens love the dark. Uh-huh. Queens love the dark. They love the dark. They don't like the light. They like swinging around. I'm gonna come back over here and set up on this one. Yeah. And they're active this afternoon. That's good. Tells me they're into nectar. Let's do that one. Let's see what this one looks like. Pretty good. A little bit. At least it's not wormy. I don't want that. Pushing the roaches off. Like that. See? Ooh, yeah. Even if it's a little bit, that's good. I just want to stay ahead of the harvesting rhythm, you know? I don't want to go more than a week and not be out here collecting it. Again, bee principles. Okay, here's another one. Bees hate gaps that are more than 3/8 wide. They will fill them up with wax. It's called bee space. It's a scientific official term, bee space. 3/8. Okay, let's go down to this one. Yeah, see if we have anything here. Trying to pick a day to pull some honey off. At least something, you know. There's quite a bit out here. Again. Yeah. Ooh, hey, that's a pretty good amount for only several days, you know. Okay, you'll see ants scurrying about, but we'll get rid of those. See, you can see them running. See them running around. It's all right. We'll get rid of them. Into the tray, the bucket. Currently, we're selling pollen at $40 a pint, and the market is bearing that. People say, "Oh, that's just so high." No, 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 no. You got to understand something. You're not getting something at Walmart. This is a unique product. It even moves better than the honey. And you would think a lot more beekeepers would be focused on pollen. They don't. I don't know why. I'm not worried about competition because the demand is so insatiable. They'll buy all mine, all yours, and everybody else's and want more. So I'm not worried about competition. Again, cleaning any I see just little ribbons of propolis they put down. Oops. I'm just going to keep that at bay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. And I think, let's see how I'm going to do this. It would be a nice day to work the bees. It's a slight wind from the south, nice and sunny. But after I do this, I got to go Mow my father-in-law's place. 96, man. Guy is in his home. 96. Still doing good. Does a Tulsa crossword puzzle every morning. Impressive, man. All right, let's see. This one may be a dead out. I think I've lost a colony. Let's see if I can wheel it up here. I think I might. Notice I'm keeping my tools in my hand. Yeah. I think I'm wondering. I taped over a hole. Now I pulled tape off the front hole with thoughts that the cones, these pollen traps have cones that get filled up, plugged, and the bees can't travel. And if the colony can't travel and move, they'll die. They have to be able to move. And that was it. Well, bummer. That was kind of fast. See, pollen is not really big harvest, but I'm, staying on schedule. Okay. So let's, people are like bored, like, okay, that was anticlimactic. I know. That's why it's so good. Let's see. Let's watch. That hive there, nothing. It was last week. Don't know if they have any honey in there or not. This colony, let's see, this nuke is a 0. That's been sitting there the whole season, nothing. This is a good group. Coming in and going. Let's see if we can do some close-up stuff. The camera's going to heat up and then it's going to shut down and something. Bee principles. There we go. I think this is a iPhone 16 Pro or something. Good filmer. They've used this phone and made full-length movies with it. It's pretty cool. See if you can see any pollen. They come fast. There goes some. There goes some more. Ooh, standing here. More pollen. Yeah. More pollen, more pollen. Good. There's a good flow of pollen. Pollen is protein. Protein for the larva. Larva comes from eggs. Eggs come from a queen. We have a laying queen. See how I connect that? Yeah, you gotta learn how to do that. This is called a pollen inspection. So not everything's so complicated. People make beekeeping too hard. Let's do another one. See if I can get on this one. A little bit harder in the shadows there. Yeah, I'm looking. Where's my finger? Ooh, man, right there. I can hardly see it. The left end of the brick. See more pollen? Pollen, 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 pollen. Very good. Ooh, that was fast. All right, how about this one? Ooh, yeah. This is a big group. This is Melody's colony. I can hear the fan running from here. Where is the queen laying? Where? Pollen? Pollen? Queen is laying right in this quadrant right here. How do I know that? Watch where the bees come in with the pollen. They're not coming over here. They're coming right over here. So if I was standing behind the hive, counting frames left to right, 1 through 10, she's on frame somewhere between 8 and 10. She's on the right end. They're really efficient. They're going to bring pollen up to where nearby she's laying to help feed the larva. That's what they're doing. See that? You learned something today? I always reference a little booklet you can buy on Amazon called At the Porch Entrance. Highly recommended to buy it. So it's probably $8. It's an easy read. But it's listed, it's not like a book story. It's listed in vertical columns like if this is happening on the porch, this is happening inside. If this is happening on the porch, then this is what's happening inside. Very cool. Be a student of the porch. Everybody wants to tear into bees. What? Open them up, open them up, open them up. No. Ooh, no. Okay. Okay, see, I see something. What do I see? I see. Where am I pointing my finger? Where is it? If you can see. Do you see that poop? Yeah, there it is. Where? I can't, my shadow's in the way. Right there. Ta-da. Looks like coon poo to me. Could be skunk poo. Probably not really cool. Means I have something on my bees, eating my bees at night with the brick removed. Whoops, see that brick? Ooh, brick's supposed to be up there, but it's down here. Tells me the skunks have been sitting on the porch eating bees. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do this one. Okay, come on. I have some lessons. God, in the shadows, man. Hold on. See if I can see any pollen coming in. They're not bringing pollen in. What are they bringing in? Nectar, pollen, pollen. They're bringing in lots of nectar. That's okay. At the porch entrance, or at the hive entrance. At the hive entrance. But this one, look, I'm showing you what I do, man. Doesn't take very long. Or a minute, 2 minutes at just standing here looking. This has been a really good colony. One of my students or members asked, "How come you just have single boxes out there?" Well, some of them I want to let sit like this for a season or two, and I let them proof themselves. Proof themselves. Let's see if you can handle Oklahoma winter. Up and down we go. 10 degrees, up to 75, back down to 32, up to 82, back down to 5 degrees, up and down and up and down. This latitude that we live in, it just sees lots of up and down cycles. Okay, I'm going to cut it off there. You don't need to see me pour out pollen. It's boring. We'll be opening up some bees, doing some nukes. We'll probably come in one day and pull one frame of honey out of all the nukes and give them a fresh frame to work. I got time to do that. I can do that. If you like what we do, I'm contrary, man. Ain't nothing traditional about me. I just don't work. I just don't fit the traditional mold. If you like that kind of attitude, I've been called a rogue beekeeper before. I said I was speaking in Oklahoma City at a club meeting. I said, "Well, if I'm rogue," I had like 5 or 6 of my students with me for the night. If I'm rogue, then there's rogue number 2, rogue number 3, rogue number 4, rogue number 5. I said, "Oh, they're laughing." They're all rogue beekeepers. You don't do traditional stuff. No, I don't. And there's a reason why, man. LittleCreekBeeRanch.com, personal advisor program. Go check it out. Why? Why is he? Because the learning curve in beekeeping will eat you up. The learning curve in beekeeping is a monster. It'll throw you down, roll you in the mud, and kick you around a bit. And you're going to go, this is not what I thought. Yeah, well, welcome to beekeeping, man. Remember, I told you, 5 years. 5 years. High learning curve. And when you have a coach, even if we're not in the same state, I've got members in North Carolina, Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, where? Connecticut, around, man. California. Bees don't know state lines. Yes, the environments are different. That's why we have Google weather. Pfft, nothing. That's a moot point. Bees operate by principles. How come this is never taught in the bee clubs, in the tradition? Maybe it is, and maybe I don't know about it, but not very often at all. And it should be a mainstay in the beekeeping education repertoire. Bee Principles 101. Boy, it's something else being contrary as I am. Notice I don't like putting my old ugly mug in front of the camera, and I don't have lots of flashy sales ads, and I don't have a bunch of diagrams and emojis and cloud thoughts and sparklies and stuff on my videos. It's like fluff. What the heck? And I know some big beekeepers in the country that do that. Their face is always in the freaking camera all the time. All the time. What? I don't care about your face. I want to know about bees, and I want to see how you handle bees. And I don't need lots of decorative emojis on the video and stuff, so I don't do any editing. None, zero, nada. I don't edit. So what you get is what I'm actually doing and seeing. Burping, farting, coughing, sneezing, and working bees. All right? That's that's how I roll, man. So when you see me out here working bees, I made a commitment early this season. Every time I go out, I'm going to film something. There's always lessons. I think I've only been out one time and not film. It was a little pollen harvest. I thought, man, we've done so many of these. Like, okay, well. But everything else, man, whatever's been posted for this year is what I've done. It's just been, our timeline has been so busted taking care of a 96-year-old father-in-law, which is understandable. All right, I got to go. Time to go mow a bunch of grass. LittleCreekBeeRanch.com, personal advisor program. It's a paid subscription, $29.95 a month on PayPal. Some students like to pay annual. They can do that too, mail a check in for annual. If you got questions, call me, but I challenge you to go look at it. Go read what all's there. Cool stuff. Conference call at the end of the month, newsletter mid-month, personal phone appointments. No, I don't come out and hold your hand and work your bees. That's your job, not my job. I'm teaching you about bees. Coaching, solving problems. You're going to be an exceptional problem solver. Solving problems. Bees are going to throw you one curveball right after the other. Now what do? I don't know. Call the coach. That's why you have a coach. I'm going to give a shout out to Judy on the East Coast. I'm going to say South Carolina. I can never remember if she's in North Carolina, South Carolina. Doesn't matter. Awesome lady. Judy, you rock, man. Calls me, texts me. She works me like a mule, man. That's what you're supposed to do. She's good though. It's really good. Compliments, hats off to Judy out east. Great job, man. Don't quit. That's what happens to people. They get frustrated and they'll go 2 years and they'll go, this is ridiculous. This is too expensive for spending money. I'll put my stuff on Craigslist. That's the typical rhythm. No, that's not going to work. 5 years, 5 years, and you should have a direct personal coach, not a buddy down the road. And I'm not real hip on bee clubs. Sorry. I'm just contrary. I just don't like the bee club thing. Personal coach, man. And if you're paying said coach, then there's a better commitment, a solid commitment. Just like having an attorney on retainer. See, you have a bee coach on retainer. That's pretty cool. Because once you're in the program, now I'm committed to help you teach and share and guide and direct and console and encourage. All right, now I got to go. Love y'all. Thanks for listening. Click like and subscribe if you like what we do. Check us out, littlecreekbeeranch.com. Later.